Hello students, Jai Hind. Good morning. Welcome back. As you all know, in our last lecture number 4, we dedicated that complete lecture to understand only balancing of chemical equation. We were at that time practicing only balancing of chemical equation. This particular chapter, chapter number 1, chemical reaction and equation, can be divided in two halves. First, understanding chemical equation, understanding how to balance the chemical equation, and now in second half of this particular chapter, we are going to target next topic number 2, that is types of chemical reaction. That is what we want to study today. Okay, so dear student, in our lecture number 5 today, lecture 5, we are in chapter number 1. Okay, what is the title of the chapter? Chemical reaction. Chemical reaction and equation. Today we are going to target in this particular chapter topic number 2 from your material. Okay, many, I think we are reported that many of the students have received physical copy already. Those who haven't received physical copy, understand, needs to get it immediately, because most of the lectures are planned and we are also delivering homework as per the material from last exercise. So dear student, be quick and get your physical copy of material with you, so that at the time when you are attending lecture, it become easy for you, understand, to just get the idea about the topic. So today dear student, we are targeting topic number 2, that is types of chemical reaction. This is the topic. Types of chemical reactions. This topic, I don't think will not sound too difficult or it is too unvariant to you. You must be knowing, at least you must have heard some word, understand, even in previous standard, right? Like decomposition reaction, combination reaction. I suppose that you must have heard some of the words. Okay, types of chemical reaction. If we take, dear student, one by one, understand, the first type, that is 2.1. Okay, we are taking combination reaction, type number 1, combination reaction. Now what happens, dear student? Name itself giving the conceptual idea about combination reaction. What is going to happen in combination reaction? It is going to happen, and remember one more thing, dear student. What happens in any chemical reaction? Do it happen, understand, that atom of one element convert into atom of other element? Never. Does it happen during a chemical reaction that new atoms are formed? No. Some atom disappear? No. Actually, whenever you are speaking chemical reaction, it is direct meaning of chemical reaction means breaking of bonds and making of bonds. During chemical reaction, some bonds are broken and some bonds are formed to give rise to a new product. So, what is actually the meaning of combination reaction? To understand combination reaction, you can say, dear student, when two elements chemically react with each other and forms a new compound, that can be called a combination reaction. You understood my word? When two elements chemically react with each other and forms a new product, that can be called means forms two element react and forms a compound, that is called combination reaction. Similarly, does it happen, dear student, that every time two element only react and form product? No, two compounds also. Understand, it may happen that sometime two compounds react with each other and forms a new compound. Understand, so to summarize definition of combination reaction, see in material, if you can verify 2.1 topic, understand on page number 5, you just see at the end before 2.2, in paragraph I have given the definition. When two or more substances means, dear student, elements or compound. When two or more substances means elements or compound combine means not physically, they combine by chemical reaction, it forms a new product. So it is known as combination reaction. So when I am utilizing the word, when two or more substances, elements or compounds combine with each other and forms a new product, that is known as combination reaction. Okay, dear student? Any example you can produce to understand this? Suppose I mention one reaction, okay, which is also given in your material, that when hydrogen, one of the element, understand, chemically react with oxygen, they form a compound water H2O. Understand, to balance 2H2. So here, dear student, what has happened? Two elements chemically react with each other, hydrogen and oxygen, and they formed a new product, that is called combination reaction. To mention one more, dear student, when coal is burned, that is also I have mentioned in material. When coal is burned, coal means ultimately to carbon. It combines with atmospheric oxygen and forms carbon dioxide. What is this? These two example is actually justifying the first statement I have given, that when two elements chemically combine with each other, they forms a new product, new compound, that is called combination reaction. Suppose, dear student, to justify the next statement which I have mentioned, there is one activity in this topic which gives you again an idea that chemical reaction between two different compounds to form a new compounds, is also can be called a combination reaction. Take an example. There has been given one experiment in the activity that you take one beaker, okay? This is also you must have seen wherever new constructed building and the process of whitewashing is going on there. So there you will observe the same thing. There is no beaker but there are huge metal barrels. Okay. Suppose, dear student, in beaker you have taken, understand, I must pick the name. Either you take in this quick lime. You all must be knowing about quick lime, which can also be called calcium oxide. That is CaO. You have to take calcium oxide in this beaker, okay? Dear student, when I explain the topic, I am at the same time discussing some important one line also. We have taken calcium oxide in this, okay? Calcium oxide, again, one simple one line can be asked to you. What is common name of calcium oxide? Quick lime. Understand? What is the formula of quick lime or calcium oxide? That is CaO. That is its formula. Now, dear student, what we are going to do? We are going to add water in this beaker. We are adding water in this. Understand? Now, when you add water to it, this is the activity, very important to understand. Water is added, okay? Now, what happens when chemical reaction take place between quick lime and water, that is calcium oxide and water, within short period of time, what you will see? You will see some bubbles forming here, some bubbles forming here, and at the same time if you touch the beaker you feel it hotter. Understand why? What must have taken place during the reaction between water and calcium oxide so that the beaker feels hotter when touched by hand? Actually, the chemical reaction which is occurring between these two is like this. Calcium oxide, which is in solid form, when react with water, that is in liquid form, when they react with each other, it gives rise to the formation of calcium hydroxide. Understand? Liquid, right? Not only calcium hydroxide is formed during this chemical reaction, but lots of heat energy also appears as a product, and because heat energy appears as a product, you can feel the bottom of the beaker hotter. You must have seen even near newly constructed building where the process of whitewashing is going on. In metal baler they take quick lime, add water, you will see the bubbles coming out and even the smoke coming out. That is formation of calcium hydroxide and at the same time heat energy also. Okay. So can you understand, dear student, this third reaction is justifying the second statement of the definition. When two compounds chemically react, they forms a new compound, that is called combination reaction. Okay, dear student. Now, if I mention one word here, during this chemical reaction, actually what happened? We are discussing topic 2.2 with this only, okay? During this chemical reaction, topic 2.2, that is exothermic reaction. That is also we are trying to understand. Exothermic reaction. Actually, dear student, if I want to share one very important thing with you, that can I term this chemical reaction between quicklime and water as exothermic chemical reaction? Why not? Because during this chemical reaction between water and calcium oxide, lots of heat energy appears as a product, and because heat energy appears as a product, that's why it is called exothermic reaction. So actually, dear student, if you are asked to define what is exothermic reaction, it has been undoubtedly mentioned in material that a chemical reaction in which heat energy is released at the end of the reaction. That means heat energy is also one of the product. Then such type of reaction are known as exothermic chemical reaction. One of the example of exothermic reaction we have taken in our previous lecture, burning of natural gas. Even dear student, burning of natural gas, not only that, but burning of magnesium ribbon can also be taken under the category of exothermic reaction. Burning of natural gas, when you are speaking the word burning of, remember this, when you are speaking burning of natural gas, that means, dear student, natural gas is a gaseous mixture of so many gas, but the main constituent of chief constituent of natural gas is methane only. That means when methane is burned, when you are speaking burning of natural gas, means you are indirectly saying burning of methane. When you burn methane, it combines with atmospheric oxygen and form carbon dioxide, understand, plus H2O, plus lots of heat energy also, understand, just to balance two here and two here, it is balanced. So here, dear student, why can you say that burning of natural gas is also exothermic chemical reaction? Because during this lots of heat energy is released, so it can also be termed as exothermic chemical reaction if you verify properly in our last section, from where I generally deliver you homework, सवाल हमारा जवाब तुम्हारा. In that, if you observe the questions, combination reaction, exothermic reaction with same title, it appears there. Okay. Now, dear student, we understood in detail exothermic reaction. During exothermic reaction, heat energy appears as a product. So now topic 2.2.1 coming under the category exothermic reaction. If I say that respiration is an exothermic reaction, why not? It can be asked to you in exam, understand, is respiration an exothermic reaction or not? Let us try to understand it, okay? Respiration is undoubtedly an exothermic reaction. For understanding and giving explanation to this particular topic, we have to go in detail what happens in respiration. May it occur in cytoplasm or may it occur in mitochondria, okay? So, dear student, try to understand 2.2.1. What is said in that? Can you say that respiration? This is the title. Respiration is an exothermic reaction. Respiration is an exothermic reaction. Do we agree with this or not? For that purpose, we have to go in basics of this. Can I call respiration an exothermic reaction? Dear student, you all know the biological significance of respiration in our body. And you all know the meaning of respiration, inhaling oxygen inside the body and throwing out carbon dioxide outside the body. That combined process is known as respiration. Actually, what happens in respiration, as you all know, all living organisms need energy to be live, and that energy they get by digesting the food in form of carbohydrate, fat, protein, lipid, minerals, etc., vitamin, etc. Now, out of the main constituents of the food, carbohydrate, lipid, protein, vitamins, minerals, water, the main energy supplier is starch, that is carbohydrate. So, whatever food you eat, dear student, two constituents are main energy supplier. One is carbohydrate, one is lipid, fat. So, what happens inside our cell during respiration process? As you all know, glucose molecule C6H12O6. Understand? This glucose molecule in our body is actually oxidized by the oxygen which is inhaled by us. The inhaled oxygen we will understand in detail in the process of transportation in our body when we continue with biology. What happens actually? The inhaled oxygen goes to our lungs, and through lungs it goes to our blood, and via blood that oxygen reaches to each and every cell of our body. When this oxygen diffuses inside the cell, this oxygen along with the glucose molecule is utilized either in mitochondria or in cytoplasm. That we will discuss in detail when we start chapter number 6 in biology, life process. So actually what happens? Inhaled oxygen inside our body oxidizes the glucose molecule there and produces carbon dioxide which we throw out from our body, then water, okay, 6H2O, right, water in gaseous form, steam form, understand, plus heat. The question may arise in our mind, what is that heat? Actually, this heat energy which is produced is making you capable to perform all life processes. Understand, that is when you walk, you speak, you think, you run, you jump, you do any activity, you require energy, and that energy you get by oxidation of glucose molecule in our cell. So that heat energy which is produced is actually supplying you capacity to survive and perform your life processes. So dear student, respiration can also be called an exothermic chemical reaction. Is it clear in your mind? So, dear student, topic 2.1 and 2.2 that we have understood about combination reaction and exothermic reaction. This question can also be asked to you in 2 marks. Explain and prove scientifically that respiration is one type of exothermic reaction. No doubt, dear student, this is a very slow process in our body. Burning of matchstick is a exothermic reaction, but that is a rapid reaction. This is a slow reaction because, as you all know, when the food is injected and digested inside our body, it takes a duration of 4 to 5 hours for the complete digestion to be over. Okay, so we discussed about combination reaction. Okay, dear student, now our target is to go for another type of chemical reaction. Topic will continue under the title 2 types of chemical reaction. Now we are discussing topic 2.3, that is decomposition reaction. Okay, 2.3 decomposition reaction. Let us discuss in detail. Okay, see, dear student, make one thing very clear in your mind. When you are speaking decomposition reaction, it is exactly opposite to combination reaction. Understand, dear student? At the end, when we complete this lecture, at the end I will also explain you how can you say that combination reaction and decomposition reaction are exactly opposite to each other. Understood? Just now, let us concentrate on the topic of decomposition reaction. What do you mean by decomposition reaction? The word itself gives lots of clear idea about this. Decomposition means what? That means, simply in common language, if you try to understand, decompose. When you decompose or break any big thing, it is called a decomposition. Here we are discussing reaction. That means when a big molecule is broken down into smaller molecule, that can be called a decomposition reaction. Understand? So, definition of decomposition reaction is this, that a big molecule is broken down into smaller molecule, either with the help of heat energy, light energy or electric energy. Three energy can be at your help. Understand? You can decompose any big molecule into smaller molecule. When a big molecule is broken down into smaller molecules with the help of either heat energy, with the help of either electric energy, with the help of either chemical energy. Either you require aid of heat energy, electric energy or chemical energy. So it is called a decomposition reaction. Okay. Now, dear student, First, we will concentrate on this heat energy. When you decompose any molecule with the help of heat energy, it can be called thermal decomposition reaction. Okay, what I spoke, what is the meaning of thermal decomposition reaction? When you decompose any big molecule with the help of heat energy, that is known as thermal decomposition reaction. Under this title, dear student, I want to discuss with you two activity and one illustration, so that in exam, if they ask you, write a short note on thermal decomposition reaction, suppose in 3 marks, you should be able to develop the skill to write lengthy answers even from a small topic. Okay, so thermal decomposition reaction, decomposition of any molecule with the help of heat energy, that is called thermal decomposition reaction. We are going to discuss 3 examples. First example is not an activity, but I want to discuss with you. When calcium carbonate is heated, this reaction is very important, dear student. When we study chapter number 3, please note down. When calcium carbonate is heated, it will decompose into calcium oxide, okay, and carbon dioxide. This is thermal decomposition reaction, where heat energy is applied to calcium carbonate molecule, which will split into two smaller molecule, calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. That's why it can be called thermal decomposition reaction. Let us discuss two more activity, dear student, which is also illustrating the same fact, thermal decomposition reaction. One is activity 4 and activity 2.3.1. Understand, because the title actually just now thermal decomposition reaction 2.3.1. Okay, one activity 4 which we are discussing, understand actually what is that, what you have to do to understand this. Actually, dear student, activity has been given there, that in one tube, okay, suppose a tube is here. In this tube you have to take ferrous sulfate, FeSO4. Understand, you have to take ferrous sulfate in a tube. Now, dear student, when you take ferrous sulfate in a tube and you start heating it with the help of burner, you have to heat ferrous sulfate, okay, with the help of burner. What happens actually, dear student? This is very important for us to understand, okay. Ferrous sulfate heated with burner. So actually, dear student, while I am explaining this activity, lots of MCQ we will at the same time discuss. What is the color of the ferrous sulfate? Understand? So remember, dear student, faint green color. Faint green color. What you will observe during this chemical reaction, when you heat ferrous sulfate, its faint green color disappear means at the start of the experiment when you start heating ferrous sulfate slowly its faint green color disappear. Why it happens, dear student? Actually, if I write the correct formula of ferrous sulfate, it is like FeSO4 7H2O. One line from here. How many molecules of water of crystallization are present in ferrous sulfate? So 7 molecules of water are present in it. What happens when you start heating ferrous sulfate? It slowly gets dehydrated. That means removal of the water molecule of crystallization. After its faint green color disappear means it is totally dehydrated. Slowly the color here, understand, is slowly it is seen a reddish color. Why? Why a reddish brown color is seen here? Not only that, why you start smelling a pungent irritating smell? This also happens. Pungent irritating smell, characteristic smell you start feeling like something when burning and you smell that it is like that. So actually what happens, dear student, first when ferrous sulfate, I am writing the reaction here, when ferrous sulfate is heated, actually when you are heating ferrous sulfate, first its faint green color disappear means the water molecule disappears. Understand? Now this ferrous sulfate converts into ferric oxide Fe2O3 and also releases the gas sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. Actually, dear student, when ferrous sulfate, which was initially faint green in color, now start appearing reddish because of the formation of ferric oxide. One line. What is the color of the ferric oxide? Understand, reddish. And at the same time, you start feeling some particular irritating pungent smell, characteristic smell, that is the production of sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide gas, which gives that irritating smell. Understand? So dear student, this is again to balance, you have to just put to here. We have practiced the same chemical reaction in our chapter, in our lecture number 4, when I was giving you the practice of balancing a chemical equation. Okay. So this is one type of thermal decomposition reaction. One example, so we have taken calcium carbonate to CaO and CO2. Another, heating ferrous sulfate, which will turn into ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. Suppose this is activity 4, dear student. One more example if we just want to discuss, okay, that is again a decomposition of lead nitrate. Understood? If you decompose lead nitrate, the similar experiment in the tube, you have to take lead nitrate solution. Understand? And what happens? You take lead nitrate. I am not drawing the diagram, just explaining it here. Okay. You take suppose lead nitrate solution. What is the formula of lead nitrate? PbNO3 twice. Okay. Now dear student, when you start heating lead nitrate solution, okay, here I am writing aqua. When lead nitrate solution is heated within a short period of time, what happens? Lead nitrate solution you all know is colorless. One more one line. Now within short period of time you start feeling one brown colored fumes, dhumado, smoke coming out of it. Actually what is that brown fume is about? So when you hit lead nitrate, it will split into lead oxide plus nitrogen oxide and oxygen, dear student. Understand? Balancing we have studied it also. Okay, understood? Right, 2, 4 and 2. That we understood initially also. Okay, here 2. Right, and here 4. Now what happens actually, dear student? When lead nitrate is heated, it decomposes into lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen is released, one of the product. So that brown fumes which come out from the tube, that is actually dictating the presence of nitrogen oxide. Okay, so this can also be called, dear student, another example of thermal decomposition reaction. So we have discussed 3 examples of thermal decomposition reaction. So suppose in exam, out of the blue, it happens sometime I have seen students that when they are preparing the topic, they are not developing a skill that if the same question which can be asked in 2 mark, asked in 3 mark, how can we justify the answer? Understand? Actually, suppose I ask, write a short note on thermal decomposition reaction and illustrate with 3 examples. So you all know, dear student, what is decomposition reaction? When a big molecule is broken down into smaller molecule called decomposition reaction. When decomposition reaction takes place with the help of heat energy, that is known as thermal decomposition reaction. To mention 3 examples, decomposition of calcium carbonate form calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, decomposition of ferrous sulfate forms reddish ferric oxide and irritating smelling gas sulfur dioxide and trioxide, and decomposition of colorless lead nitrate forms lead oxide and brown fumes of nitrogen oxide or nitrogen dioxide. Okay, so this is, dear student, we discuss thermal decomposition reaction. Now your homework for today's lecture number 5, which question you have to write. Understand? So dear student, question number 7, 8, 9, okay, and 10. Remember this. I am writing the homework here. Please note down only. Homework for today from Sawal Hamara Jawab Tumhara. From that section, dear student, you have to write which answers. So 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay. Question number 7, 8, 9, 10. What to write in which answer? It has been mentioned in the bracket there. Okay, dear student. So for today's lecture, thank you very much. We will continue another type of decomposition reaction in our next lecture. Okay, thank you.